Now, on an entirely different matter, yesterday I was proud to attend a joint meeting of Congress and listen to Prime Minister Netanyahu's message from Israel to America. He reminded us of our nation's deep friendship, of the savagery of our shared enemies, of the sacrifices brave Israelis are making to combat them on behalf of the entire free world, and of the enduring importance of American leadership. It was a powerful address. I wish more of our colleagues had heard it, but those who needed to hear it the most were otherwise occupied. Vice President Harris was on the campaign trail. Most of the Hamas apologists in Congress boycotted it. And of course, a mob of far-left terrorist sympathizers was too busy vandalizing our nation's capital to tune in. The lawless behavior of frenzied radicals in our own country over the past 36 hours only underscores the challenge facing the world's only Jewish state. When the Jewish people try to live in peace in their homeland, they're murdered in their beds. When Jewish students try to go to class, their classmates and professors lock arms to block their way. And when the leader of Israel comes to Washington, the same useful idiots and terrorist fifth columns clear their schedules to sow chaos. On Tuesday night, criminals vandalized the hotel where Prime Minister Netanyahu was staying, scattered crickets across hallways, covered a dinner table with maggots, and pulled the fire alarm. Outside, unhinged Hamasniks screamed, quote, "We're going to kill all of you." Then, after vandalizing private property, radical organizers called another play vandalizing federal property, tearing down and burning the American flag that flew over Columbus Circle and the Union Station, defacing public monuments with terrorist screeds, and lest anyone doubt their seriousness, burning the Prime Minister in effigy. So, Mr. President, yesterday was the 26th anniversary of horrific shootings of the U.S. Capitol Police Officer Jacob Chestnut and Detective John Gibson in the line of duty. That day will always be a sobering reminder of the sacrifices of law enforcement and the price of protecting this sacred institution. It's an especially difficult day of reflection for the brave men and women following in Officer Chestnut and Detective Gibson's footsteps. And yet, officers of the Capitol Police had to spend it dispersing violent anti-Israel and anti-Semitic agitators. I'm grateful for the vigilance of the Capitol Police and partner agencies on the job yesterday. Law enforcement knows better than anyone that when it comes to radical attention seekers, there's nothing new under the sun. Not their tactics, certainly not the slap on the wrist they received from soft-on-crime prosecutors. This week, it's anti-Semites painting Hamas slogans on public property. But last year, as our colleagues may recall, it was left-wing climate protesters who took their cues from the Taliban and tried to destroy priceless works of art over at the Smithsonian. One such case was a woman who tried to destroy a one-of-a-kind French sculpture in the National Gallery. She succeeded in damaging it and was sentenced this spring to 60 days in prison. Thank goodness she got that much. Prosecutors had only asked for 30 days. Never mind that the sentencing guidelines recommend 5 years, given the gravity of her actions. We know by now that street criminals aren't the only ones the Biden administration and liberal prosecutors like to let off easy. It's the wealthy eco-terrorists and the campus Marxists as well. But I'm still amazed at how allergic liberal prosecutors are to exercising their authority with an even hand. The DOJ has been more than willing to pursue maximum sentences for the Capitol rioters of January 6th, rightly so. My view has always been that when extremists conspire to sow chaos and violate our nation's capital, the government should throw the book at them, no matter their motivation, no matter their politics. But will they pursue the lawless radicals inspired by October 7th with equal vigor? Will the district's own government exercise the authority Congress has given it to maintain order and discourage lawless behavior? Don't hold your breath. In the meantime, as our country reflects with new attention on the roots of political violence, I hope we'll also reflect on our deep friendship with the only pluralistic democracy in the Middle East and support its fight against terror. How do we show we're serious? By equipping our friends with more of the tools they need to defeat aggression, by investing heavily in our own arsenal and industrial capacity, and by getting off our hands and passing the National Defense Authorization Act.